Hey guys, Cyborg here. So about a week ago I said I was going to do some backpacking cooking videos, and that's just what I'm going to do. I got a noodle dish that I'm going to make. It's ramen with some green peppers, onions, bacon bits, and navy beans. Alright, and it's a simple dish. It's good, especially it's good for just coming out of town, like if you're through hiking or doing a section hike and you go into town to resupply. Pack out a pepper, pack out a little onion, and you're good to go. I mean, it's simple, it's fresh, it definitely changes things up a bit when you're on the trail, so you're not eating the same thing every day. So let's get started.
Okay guys, so first things first, I'm using the MSR Pocket Rocket Stove with a fuel canister. Got my cook pot, I think it's 900 milliliters, and all my ingredients. Alright, so let's get started, and I'll show you what I'm going to do first. The first thing I did was take about a half an ounce of extra virgin olive oil, and I just put it right in the bottom of the cook pot. Alright, and next step, I'm going to crank the stove up. Alright, there we go, we got heat. So I'm going to turn that down pretty low. I don't need real high heat for this. Alright, put that on there. And then I'm just going to let that heat up for a couple seconds. Alright, well we're good and hot. I'm going to add in my peppers and onions. Alright, so the reason you only need a half an ounce of oil is because the onions and the peppers are going to release a lot of their own oils. So you don't really need a whole lot of moisture in the pan to start off with. So just kind of let that saute just for a couple minutes. I mean, cut the pieces up pretty small, and they cook a lot quicker. And I mean, if you don't want to waste fuel, you really don't have to cook everything completely through. I mean, it really doesn't matter. I don't mind the flavor of slightly undercooked onions or peppers. Alright. And this is a quick dish, probably only like maybe 10 minutes in length from start to finish. Alright, so we're going to let that cook down. Alright, so the next step, first the onions and peppers had a chance to cook down a little bit, so the next step is I'm going to add in the navy beans. Just pour a little bit in there, you don't need a whole lot. That's good, that'll work. Alright, so I'm going to let them cook down too. Alright, and then next step is I'm going to add in the about half the bag. It's a 3 ounce bag of bacon bits. I'm going to add about half the bag of bacon bits into the pot. There you go. Alright, and I'm going to give that a stir. Sorry about that. Alright. And then I'm just going to give that a couple minutes to heat up. I'm just going to place the lid on it. You don't really have to place the lid on it, but it just helps the cooking process that much quicker. So leave that on for about 30 seconds, just let it heat up. Alright, so that's all ready to go. Now I'm going to take it out of the pot and put it aside. Alright, so the sauteed vegetables and bacon bits are in a side bowl now, which I would have like a little bowl out on the trail anyway to eat food in. So I'd put that in there to keep aside while I heat up the noodles. Alright, so the next step, put the water in the pan, and then you get just bring it to a boil and add the noodles. Alright, so it's not a rolling boil, but it's getting there. There we go. So now just what I'm going to do is just add in 2 packets of ramen. Turn the heat down a little bit. And then I crush the noodles up pretty good before I put it in the pot. It just cooks quicker and it's easier to eat. Just give that a little stir. This is only going to take a couple minutes to cook. And just keep stirring the noodles. Alright, and what I do to conserve fuel is the noodles are like 3/4 of the way cooked, and once I do that, once they're 3/4 of the way cooked, I just kind of kill the fuel and just let it sit in the pot, and at that point I'd put the lid back on. and then you just kind of let it sit there for maybe like 30 seconds to a minute, and then it'll finish cooking. Okay, so the noodles have now finished cooking, and there's, as you can see there's some excess water in the pan. You don't really want too much water, so then what I'll go do is I'll strain the water out real quick. Alright, so the noodles are now in the bowl. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sauteed vegetables and bacon bits, just add them right to the bowl. You could also just keep it right in the cook pot once you strain the water out, but I'm just showing you it's easier for a visual. And then what I'll do is I'll take a little bit of the ramen flavoring. I usually carry spices on me too, but you can just take a little bit of the ramen flavoring because this really doesn't have any like salt or anything in it yet. So I'll add a little bit of the ramen flavoring to it. And then what I do is I always have like a little bottle, soda bottle, this size. It's maybe like an 8-ounce bottle. You can find them in some food stores. And that's what I keep my olive oil in on the trail. And for those of you who don't know, olive oil is like one of the easiest ways to get calories. It's 120 calories per tablespoon, which is crazy. And you just drizzle a little bit on top, maybe about an ounce, and then you just stir it up, mix it all together. And it's a lot of food, and the whole dish itself maybe costs $2. I made a little mess there. Alright, let me show you. There's a nice spoonful of everything. So you get the beans, the onions, the peppers, the bacon bits, and then the ramen. And it's very cheap. The can of beans only costs $1. The bacon bits cost like $2.50. The olive oil is probably the most expensive. It costs like $3 for this little one. But you just fill up one of those and you're good. It'll last you a while. And then the ramen is maybe like 20 cents a piece. So, alright guys, that's it. So I hope you enjoyed everything. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. And oh, a few more, just more things about the olive oil. It's a multi-purpose thing. I mean, you can basically use it for this dish. You can use it for really any dinner you eat. Just a good little additive. You can even like for lunch, you can put it on like a tortilla. Instead of doing like tortillas with peanut butter, you could do like tortillas with olive oil and summer sausage, or with pepperoni, and that gives you, put about a tablespoon on it, put it on the tortilla, and that's another extra 120 calories. So just keep that in mind. I hope you guys enjoyed everything. So like I said, feel free to leave a comment, and yeah, some more videos to come, guys. And for the navy beans, I don't know if some of you are curious how I do it. I don't bring cans with me at all out onto the trail. It's just more garbage. I just take an extra one of these little water bottles, or well, soda bottle, which I keep my olive oil in, and I just basically take as much of the can as I can, and I just put it in the bottle, and I carry that with me. So, and that just keeps, you know, holding my beans for me. And they keep really well. You can keep them for a few days, and they stay nice and fresh. So, that's it.